Hello, hello, hello. Let us get out of there to the full cam. Welcome back to Talk Talk Live. We are live on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Galentine's Day. Happy single. I heard today Singles Awareness Day. I heard that today, so I thought that was a good one as well. So to whatever you're celebrating today, happy day to you. But as we all know, it is Valentine's Day today, the day of love, the day where you recognize love to your partner or to your husband or to your wife or to whomever that you indeed love on this day. So to you, happy Valentine's Day, as it is. As has been so recognized by um, the rank and file and by Madison Avenue, of course. And this is the day where you show your love to your significant other. Thank you for joining me on Talk live on YouTube. I know this is a very busy day for some lovers out there. I saw a lot of coming home from work, I saw a lot of flowers. I saw a lot of love. Look, love is in the air. I'm wearing red today. And I have red in the background, as you know, for a significant reason, because of the red pill, if you did not know. So my room is colored in red. But today, I wish you a happy Valentine's Day, to be fair and frank. And thank you for joining me in Talk Live, taking time out of your Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, and Singles Awareness Day to those who celebrate. So thank you for joining me in Talk Live. A lot of people are doing various things today for love. But we are going to discuss tonight, to those who are single, to those who are celebrating Singles Awareness Day, we're going to discuss why, indeed, who killed romance in modern relationships. Why are modern relationships dying in this day and age? Well, I wouldn't say dying. Is taking a turn for the worse. Let's say that in this day and age. So, yes, join me, will you, on this bit of a journey. Now, again, I think it has to do with there's a distinct reason for this. Why modern relationships, modern romance is dying to a certain extent, and we're going to discuss that tonight in Talk Live here. So I'm running a bit of an audible. I'm running a bit of a instead of a sluggo, I'm running a bit of a post option. So we're because I saw the defense and I said to myself, you know what, I need to change the plans going forward. And actually, leaning into that, the reason why I did not do a Sunday show is because of the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was on. One of the better Super Bowls of all time was on Sunday night. So I said, you know what, a lot of people will be busy with that, and I necessarily did not have the time to get a show up, and everybody would be concerned about Super Bowl, so I decided to leave it off until now. But then today, being Tuesday, it is Valentine's Day, so I said, you know what? Oh, I was gonna discuss Boss Chicks and the end of Boss, and if they are still alive for 2023, but I decided to do an audible because again, it is Valentine's Day. So we're gonna get into the whole Valentine's Day celebration, where we are going to discuss. Let me just get onto the browser here. What indeed killed modern relationships? Who killed? Yes. Who indeed is responsible for the the death of modern relationships? So we're running a bit of an audible today. We are not doing the Bosch Chick segment. I think we're gonna leave that till Thursday, if not Sunday. So I'm gonna run that back. Don't you worry about it. But again, I hope you're having a great Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, or Singles Awareness Day, as many would coin it to be. Anyways, if you are indeed single yourselves. So tonight we're just gonna have a quick discussion on indeed who killed who indeed troubled modern relationships for the most part. And I'm going to refer to my first video to this little caption from Fresh and Fit. Now, if you don't know who Fresh and Fit are, they are pretty much they're dominating the red pill space as of right now. Their shows are, let me say this, must watch YouTube, to be fair and frank, and they moved on to Rumble, and I find their. I mean, a lot of people find their. It's for an acquired taste. Let's say that. And a lot of people don't really, appreciate their point of view in terms of things. But again, in terms of what they speak, they get a lot of it right, and they have a panel of women in which they discuss these topics. A lot of women who have never had to confront said opinions, and with their sort of edgy sort of content, a lot of women go away from things, in an enlightened mood. Let's say that. And I wouldn't say their minds are literally changed, but a lot of women have their eyes open to a different point of view, to a more masculine point of view, as most women carry in feminine traits, feminine ideals. Woman is feminist, and modern women ideals into the show, and out of it a lot of people tend to learn things, but for the most part they don't. They stay rigid in their ideas, even though reality is soon to hit them in the face sooner or later. So we're going to start our discussion right now in terms of what Fresh and Fit are discussing tonight, and shout out to Fresh and Fit. They're doing fantastic work. Out of 2 years, these guys have 1 million subscribers, so their formula is working. So we're going to discuss who is indeed responsible for, not exactly killing, but putting modern relationships on its, I would say deathbed. I wouldn't say deathbed. I would say on life support. Tonight on Talk Live. Thank you for joining me. If you are out there, I'm going to say hello. Hello, Chanel. How are you? And give you a wave. And we're going to go for it right now. Oh, let me get it set up here. So thank you for joining me on Talk Live, sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTALK.com. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's go.
Pregnant and didn't want the baby, but the father did. Would you keep it or abort it, or would you let the father?
Well, let's just go a little further in. Here we go.
Yeah.
Well, again, now knowing that all the
Let's
For
take it
hookup
back.
culture and killing romance / courtship. Okay, this is easy. Who killed romance, men or women? Real quick. You think men did? Okay. What about you?
well, again, now knowing that all that I know 10 years into life,
That's true. It is a cake and eat it too society, but we're going to get into why it is a cake and eat it society right now.
because I think feminism.
Thank you for the comment, Chanel. Thank you.
That men can't approach romance in the way that women want them to now.
Okay. Why can't they?
They feel that they can't, I guess, because they can be misinterpreted and everything past the Me Too movement, and I think.
Oh shit. She knows Russia's spitting. She's older.
Feminism, I think, just that's what I'm saying. Like, I wish that I knew all these things. Like, I wasted 10 years on feminism and woke culture and things that I really, I disagree with now.
If you could go back 10 years, right?
Oh, sorry.
When you were a feminist with purple hair and saying fuck all men. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But when you were like living in New York City and super liberal, etc.
Exactly.
Woke.
I was focused on my career. It wasn't so much the feminist aspect, but there was aspects of, you can be independent. You don't need a man and all of that New York woke bullshit.
Yeah.
That really happens.
When did you realize that it was a lie?
Too late. That's what I'm saying. Too
Well,
late.
how long ago?
Just giving you a background here into what she's talking. This is I forget her name, but she's a Russian guest on the show, and she lived in New York for about 10 years after immigrating from Russia. And quite simply, she was a modern woman at that time. She was single, independent. She was part of the woke feminist Me Too movements. Modern woman movements, whereby they thought of themselves as not needing men, not needing romance, and they were supposed to be catered to and they were seen as the prize in order to and the entree into a romantic life, romantic life. But in passing, over time, in those 10 years, she realized that feminism was a fallacy. She realized modern women are delusional. She realized that woke culture has basically killed romance. And and that the Me Too movement didn't allow it to flourish at all. And she said that she wasted 10 years of her life, quite simply, buying into this idea when in fact it was indeed a lie. It was indeed something that that she should have never bought into, because quite simply it killed her prospects in the dating market. And by the time she finally woke up from this nightmare, it was too late. She was 35, and a lot of good men had passed her by because she focused on her career rather than on her man, rather than on romance. Let's continue.
Honestly, like
1980s.
No, she ain't that old, man. We're trolling.
Don't worry about him in the back. Go ahead.
honestly, probably like a year ago.
A year ago.
That's the problem.
What made you realize?
And it's interesting. Like I started really listening to Andrew Tate's like long form content.
Yeah.
Nice.
And understanding truly what he meant.
Yeah.
And it really changed everything for me.
Okay.
And how I viewed men and women and relationships and
W Top G.
Interesting. All right.
Hold on for a second there. Did she just say that Andrew Tate had turned her head on actual modern relationships? The same Andrew Tate that's now been silenced, that's now in jail, that's now been, well, basically prosecuted to the hilt in order to keep him away from the media and away from men in general, because now men have awoken to his message? That same Andrew Tate? So she started realizing how modern relationships really are through Andrew Tate. This woman hater, this misogynist, this, as he says, human trafficker, as many would say. Human trafficker. The fact of the matter is, and again, as by law, you are innocent until proven guilty. But in terms of this woke culture, in terms of this Me Too movement, you're guilty before proven innocent. Let's just leave that there, because many people have cast judgment on Andrew. But the fact of the matter is that Andrew has awoken a lot of ladies' eyes into the idea of romance, and made them realize that in their elevated position, they've killed the psyche of men in terms of getting involved and getting married, because of the fact that men lose their fortunes within a marriage. And not only that, it made men feel less than in getting into a relationship, because romance is driven towards women rather than towards men. If you think about it. What's Valentine's Day today? It's about, rarely do you see an exchange of gifts between women and men. I mean, if said things are, it goes from couple to couple, but Valentine's Day is basically made up for, is an idea made for women, in which gifts are given from man to woman, in which one professes a love from as unilaterally from man to woman, if you're in a heterosexual CIS relationship, that is. And it is something that has deterred men from buying into things, because again, it's unfortunately a case where men have decided to, for lack of a better word, check out. They don't want to deal with the they don't want to be punished for their beliefs. They don't want to deal with the whole Madison Avenue trip of gift giving. They don't want to feel rubbish for their views and their ideas on romance. And it's through Andrew Tate that such ideas are given light and given credence, that a lot of men have bought into, and that, believe me, Madison Avenue and the powers that be in government want to keep silent. They don't want that. They don't want stronger men. They want weaker men and stronger women. And I'll bring that to you, going forward here on Talk Live. It is an agenda. It is a true agenda that they don't want strong men anymore. They want weaker men. They want it's an agenda where women are given. They want women to have the hegemony of any sort of relationship and given strength within that relationship. So again, let's continue with her comments.
Oh no, I mean, all right, no, I mean that's a good point. So you think the biggest lie of feminism was a lie? I guess.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
unfortunately.
What's the biggest lie that feminism sells women, in your opinion?
Oh God. That women don't need a man.
Okay. Good. All right. What about you? Who do you think killed romance in relationships, men or women?
Women.
Why do you say that?
Because for the main reason why it's hard to keep a female friend around, and the fact that men can tell certain women the truth of having sex with multiple women.
Okay.
So it's almost like, okay, she's okay with being a homewrecker, or being involved in that situation, knowing that if she was in that situation, she probably wouldn't want another woman to play that role, like a side chick.
Okay, so you think women destroyed romance by engaging in this hookup / side chick culture?
Hmm.
But it existed before, as Charleston said.
No, I understand that. Like back then, even with those who were royalty, they always had women sleeping with women. So
So
in
you
my
think the
opinion,
fact that
it's
it's
both.
public,
I
since
think
it's
it's
public.
both, but women are the ones that are giving it away. So,
Okay.
and if sometimes men lie. Okay, you didn't know.
Okay.
Are you walking away or are you staying?
Okay.
And depending on how many times that happens, most likely they're probably gonna stay.
Okay. What about you? Who do you think killed romance?
There's an idea. I'll just stop it here for a second. Oh,
So you
sorry.
have to pick one gender.
There we go. There's an idea that is, again further establishes that with modern women and with 304s and with city girls and women having sexual freedom, women have therefore changed the rules in terms of not only their body counts with sleeping with multiple men, so that they cannot pair bond with a certain man at a certain age, and romance not being able to flourish over time because they've had so many let me see zucchinis at their disposal. All right, so many D's at there's so many D's that they cannot decipher between those D's, and always long for a certain D or a certain person or a certain way that that these women are treated, and therefore they can't pair bond. They can't see them. It's not as if women used to have only one or two partners at a time. Now there's 35, 40, 50 at a time. So a woman cannot select a certain man who treated them best, because there are all these men who treated them certain ways in certain fashions, and therefore it disallows them from focusing on one man alone, as it would be in 40, 50 years ago, when body counts were very low and pair bonding was that much higher. So again, she's right. The sexual revolution and birth control and women being given the right to choose their sexual partners and choose their mates have definitely reduced the chance of romance. Let's continue.
51-49, who would it be?
Man, it's literally 50-50, both.
Okay, tell me why men killed it and why women killed it.
I think
One on
women
each.
killed it because our expectations sometimes are literally crazy out this world, and it's like,
So women are delusional.
Sis, be realistic. Like, at this guy's age, at his career point, or what he's doing, all his aspects.
Okay.
Be realistic.
You mean like
Okay.
you?
No. No.
Okay, then so women killed it by being delusional. How did men kill it then?
I think men killed it because a lot of men are not willing to even try anymore. It's more like, okay, I want the girl, I want to fuck. They don't want to fuck. Okay, cool, I'm out. It's like they're not even putting the effort anymore. Like, to be like, damn, I actually like you. Let me take you out on a
But why
date.
aren't they
Let me
putting the effort
bring you
anymore?
the flowers
Why
anymore.
aren't they putting the
Look,
effort?
listen to how she contradicts herself, because she's been given a rope in which to hang herself with. So listen to how she contradicts herself in this piece, in this sequence. It is quite stunning. Let's go.
For any more buying flowers.
Because they think each girl just wants
They
the
think
money,
it's
they want
not
all
enough
this
for them.
stuff and all like I get it. There's a lot of girls out here that only want you for the things that you offer. I completely get it, like in the sense of financial stuff. But there's also a bunch of girls who actually like you for you and you won't ever give them chances or you're completely fucked up about
Wait, do you notice in your answer how
See, again, I'm about to break it down. Watch how Myron, one of the hosts on the show, who's actually asking her the question, how he tells this woman the flaw in her argument. Continue.
women started everything, so men are merely
I
responding.
was just about to
and
say,
adapting.
thanks to TLC, I don't want no scrub. Guy in the passenger seat hanging out the window trying to holler at the girl because he really like her.
Yeah.
Remember, the women
Mhm.
started changing.
Yeah.
Men have always been lying, cheating, dirty dogs. They've been like that from the beginning of time to
Yeah.
now. The women not necessarily have always been what they are today.
The women change, not the men.
The women change, right? So when you think about the movie Love Don't Cost a Thing, with Nick Cannon, and she was showing him how to get her by mistreating her. Man, times change. Guys that hold the door open for women, they don't get a lot of pussy. Guys that try to not have sex with girls end up not having sex for the rest of their life if they try to wait. Today's women taught us how to ask for pussy. They showed us, how to approach you guys these days.
Yeah.
When you listen to the lyrical content of some of, our R&B songs and hip hop songs, they don't want no sweet guy. They don't want.
That is a great point raised by Rochester there, and thank you for joining me in Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. A great comment raised by the guest Rochester there, and here's the thing: women don't want nice guys anymore. Well, a certain segment, well, a majority, especially of the young women, especially if they're millennials or zennials, they don't want nice guys anymore. They don't. They simply don't. Love has been drained from men because men love romance. Men love to woo a woman. However, in modern society, they are deemed as lames. There it is. He's literally said it, and he refers to the song "No Scrubs." He refers to the song "No Scrubs." The guy in the passenger side, looking for romance, looking to take a chance on a woman, is rejected because he's on the passenger side. Because love is now monetized. It is the driving force of love. The only way you can love is if you can afford it. Let me say that again. The only way you can love these days is if you can afford it. So women have modern women, 304 women, city girls have literally said to men, unless you can afford it, unless you can pay the rent, because again, it's the old song, nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a job if you got to be with me. Women have monetized romance. What used to be for free is treated monetarily. And add to that the fact that men can't be nice anymore. Women have literally voted with their feet and said they don't want a nice guy anymore. They want a guy who's toxic. They want a guy with a little edge to him. They want a guy who's a bit of nasty on him. That's why bad boys run the dating market these days. Nice guys finish last, and they do in the romance sweepstakes. Men are told, literally by women, I've been told literally by women, don't be too nice to women. Don't be too nice. They'll consider you a lame. They'll consider you a joker. They won't take you seriously. You got to have a bit of edge to you. You ever heard about that? Come on, ladies. You said it yourselves. You said it yourselves. You don't want a man who's too clean, who's too nice, who's too forthcoming with romance, who, will do whatever it takes to make you happy. You don't want that. He's considered a lame these days. So who killed romance? Add to that woke culture. Add to that sexual freedom of women. Add to that the monetization of romance. And what do you get? I'll wait. Let's continue.
Want no guy that hold the door. They won't say, bitch, can I get some of that pussy? Once they start eating ass, how can you be romantic after people eat ass?
Yo.
Once women start like getting their ass ate, where the romance come in at? This shit is
That's to sell records.
this shit is that ain't selling record. They really do that in real life, don't they?
Yeah.
No, but that's to sell records. It's just like how just in Carisha, please, like Trina used to say, like she used to say things that she really wasn't about, but it's to sell records.
Well,
Remember, women are impressionable though.
It sells records for them, but it ends up becoming our
culture.
dating habits for us.
There you go. An excellent point raised by Rochester. What would sell records then becomes dating habits now. What did he refer to? He referred to no scrubs. What did Trina ask for? She asked for her, for a tossed salad. She asked for it. She wants nasty guys. And Rochester said it himself. You hold the door open for a woman, you're considered too nice. You're considered too chivalrous. Women have driven chivalry out of the dating market, out of modern romance, driven it out. Unfortunately. So if you're looking for a nice guy, it's going to be hard to find these days, ladies. Very difficult. Because remember, the men that you're driving toward, the Chads, the Tyrones, the high-value men, they got a little mean streak to them. They have a little, cut and dry sort of attitude to themselves. They say, listen, it's my way or the highway. You've weaponized me to recognize that only the best will do. My bad boy nature draws you to me. So therefore, what's the need for romance if I'm getting all these women? Literally, what's the need? You gotta take accountability for these ladies. This is the way you want to be loved today. Maybe not the baby boomer generation, maybe not, and I stress that, maybe not the Gen X generation, but definitely millennials and zennials, absolutely. For the majority of them, yes. Why? Because music's made it so. City Girls 304s, that's musically generated. Those are musically generated terms. Being sexually promiscuous basically started in music. So what is art now becomes life. You ever heard of that saying? What was once art now is life? What is WAP? I rest my case. Let us continue.
Taking on what they use to sell records to date girls with. So it's romance and dating that's mother want to fuck. Can you fuck is what they want to know.
Who would kill romance, men or women, in your opinion?
In my experience, men.
Okay. Why?
Who
hurt you?
hurt you?
College. She probably didn't listen to them, so they said, "Fuck this shit. I'm out."
The thing is, I was just too listening, too accepting. But I just feel like I don't have as many experiences as everyone else. Being like going to college in a really small town, and I have experience from 18 to 21 in college. That's it.
So how did men kill it then?
I went to a school that the ratio to men to women is like 1 man to 7 girls. They don't care. They don't do anything nice. If they are an athlete or do something, they just expect women to like cater to them without even doing anything
Did
nice.
the girls treat the men better at your school with that such a skewed ratio?
I would have no idea. I don't know.
How did you treat men?
Way too damn nice.
So they have. Who hurt you?
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. What about you? Who killed romance, men or women, and why?
Women.
Why?
Because
Oh shit! A
over
feminist
the
says that.
time,
Hey, shout out to Karen.
I'm really not a feminist. I've
You
been
have a bunch of
trying to.
feminist ideals.
I've been trying. I really don't know who I am anymore.
Yeah.
I've been trying to tell you that I want a man to take care of me, but
Okay.
besides that,
All right.
women really lost their value over the time and their worth, really.
Okay.
And they just kind of trying to give it out for nothing. So when a guy is trying to get at a girl, right, and she's saying, "No, I want flowers. I want this." No, why would I do that? This girl is gonna open her legs for slice of pizza. A lot of girls have lost their respect to themselves.
Well, I would say it's actually different. It's more along the lines of men are punished for being chivalrous to women. If a guy gets a girl flowers nowadays, she'll laugh at him and say, "Ha, look at this simp," and not reward him.
Women deny that. I mean, women will deny that. I mean, what Myron says is true. Thank you for joining me on Talk Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. What Myron says is true. Guy who brings a woman flowers, yeah, they'll say, "Oh, no, that'll never be the case." No, it is the case. Oh, yeah, it's the case. Yeah. If you're a guy like me, or if you're a guy like anybody else, and believe me, I've been taught by women not to be nice. But women have literally driven out the niceness from romance. Driven it out. Literally driven it out. And what the lady says is true. It's true. I mean, women have reduced, they've taken away romance in the sense of women are willing to, they don't want to be courted anymore. They don't. They consider that a lame move. They consider that beneath them to be courted. They don't want to be romanced anymore. They want to be taken out. They want to be wined and dined. Yes, they want to be paid for, but it's now monetary, ladies. It is, and you made it so. But I'll let them continue.
Let me Karen stand.
The guy that texts "Good morning, beautiful." Hey,
Gets a
gorgeous.
response every time.
Nah.
It's the one that I'm talking about.
It only works if you actually like the guy. If you don't like him at all, in that sense, it doesn't work.
Nice guys finish last.
All the time.
The reason why men don't buy out flowers no more, don't act chivalrous or hold the door open is because women don't know how to behave when you treat them well. Women only behave when you treat them like shit nowadays, unfortunately.
Buy him a Birkin purse and you can fuck her and all her friends.
You know what I'm saying?
Just get her the Birkin purse. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there you go.
Buy her and all her friends some drinks when you approach her at the bar. You can fuck one of them. Take her and her friends out to eat. That's how you got to do it now.
Girls just want to have fun.
Yeah, I mean
we don't.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it actually is. Women have made it so that romance is now a monetary exchange. You have to buy the bar. You have to buy people drinks. You have to buy the Birkin bag for romance to begin. You can't be the one on the passenger side. You can't be the one to give flowers anymore, or just or be too romantic, or to do things, or to be the chivalrous one, because women look down upon that. Through pop culture, through music, that's the where things have gone right now. Unfortunately, that's where things have gone. And whether you like it or not, that's the ultimate truth. It's just that women aren't taking. They say, "Oh no, it's the guys." No. Well, women will deflect. Women won't take responsibility. Won't be accountable. Let's face facts. That's their MO. But it's the truth. Refute me on it. Call me in on it. I'm right here for Talk Live. I'm waiting for you. But I have women all over the world. Well, the developed world. I wouldn't say that for, developing countries. I think there's a bit of romance there because, again, I think there's a chance for romance to succeed because there's a lack of there's a lack of accent put on money in romance, and sex in romance, and nasty attitudes in romance. Things are still traditional there. A traditional guy can, a nice guy, traditional guy, a quote unquote simp can still get over in those places. Not here. Not here in the developed world. No. That has been stamped and trampled out. Fair point.
All that, no, but no, we ain't doing all that. But what I've realized is this: the reason why men are not gentlemen anymore and chivalry is dead is because honestly, I think women killed it. Because being a nice guy is no longer rewarded with good treatment from women. Typically, when you're a nice guy, women treat you like shit.
It's a bad woman.
What was that?
That's a bad woman.
I guess it's hard for us to relate
That's a
to
bad
this
woman?
Yeah, that's
if we're the minority.
Okay, how about all those guys that you have in friend zone right now that treat you well?
Well, they're not buying me anything. They're just being friends.
Which is being what? Nice, courteous, they're exemplifying some chivalrous traits more than likely.
Well, they probably haven't
What does that
said
got done?
anything
Blue
about
balled
what they
and
really want. There's a difference
would
too.
you fuck them if they came out with it? The answer is no.
I hate the
Nope.
answer.
The
Would I
answer is
fuck
no.
them? No. Would
Okay.
I think about having a relationship
So
with
thank
them?
you. This is why being chivalrous backfires a lot of
I
times.
don't understand.
You don't understand because you're a woman. Listen, ladies, when a man talks to you, he wants to fuck 99% of the time. You're not that special. He doesn't care what you think. He doesn't care about your career. Doesn't care about your dog or whatever it is. When men talk to you 99% of the time, they want to have sex. They might dress it up with, I'm interested in your interests. No, they're not. You're not that special. You're not that interesting. To be honest with y'all, I've talked to thousands of women. Most of y'all don't have hobbies. Most of y'all are boring as fuck. And most of you guys are dull as fuck.
Right.
Men tolerate you for fucking sex. Ta-da.
Men are that special.
Well, here's the difference. Men have to be interesting to attract women. You guys don't have to be. That's the difference. That's why women have the privilege of being able to be stupid and still finding a man. Men don't have that privilege. You have to be charming, attractive to some degree to get girls.
I feel like
Even a guy that's a bum has game, which is a skill. What?
That's crazy.
I said I feel like men like the stupid women.
They talk
That's
less.
what he's trying to get at.
They talk less. But what I'm trying to say is that attractive women, a stupid attractive girl can still get a man. A man that's not competent is gonna suffer.
Actually, she's more likely to get a man that's successful and powerful because she's just gonna shut the fuck up and do exactly what he wants her to.
True.
And the smart woman that's actually an individual on her own is not gonna tolerate that.
But is she really smart though?
No, she's
Or
annoying.
she's just like,
Oh, annoying.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
annoying as fuck. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the thing about career women, and I'll tell you guys this because I date a bunch of y'all, they tend to lead with their career. They tend to lead with their success. They tend to lead with their accolades, which is a very masculine thing. Men don't care about your career and your income and your accolades. If I want to talk about that, I'll talk with a guy.
Oh, what do you care?
And there's another point that's raised with that comment there by Myron. Women won't start a romantic relationship with a man unless he has proven himself financially, for the most part. Yeah. Unless he's proven himself financially to a woman, romance can't begin. Unless he's proven himself in terms of his resume to a woman, a romance can't begin. The ordinary guy, the average guy, his chances of romance are lessened by the fact that he's not as big an earner. It's the truth. So unless he's a less earner with good looks, his chances of romance are diminished. Seriously diminished. Because women have made it so that such men don't deserve romance. Especially women who are high earners, especially women who are career women and driven women. Men have to prove themselves before they can start a romantic relationship with a woman. There it is. And because at the end of the day, a woman's not willing to carry a man financially for long. He's on a timer. Where on the other hand, men understand that women are a part of our. If we want a family, we understand that we have to carry a woman sooner rather than later. Because that's what hypergamy is all about, right? Women dating at their salary or above, never below, especially in this developed world. So romance costs. That's why you see less romance. Continuing.
Titties and ass. That's the scary part. You're asking me what I care about. Like that's the scary part. You're a woman. You should know this. But this is what I mean when I say women are in a privileged position where they don't have to understand or know what men like. Men, on the other hand, have to know what women like to get them. We have to understand you guys to attract you. You don't have to understand us to attract you. Because we have to go up to you to talk to you.
But I think girls do want to understand. Like, we do want to.
Not really. I just
No,
told
you
you a
don't.
second ago what men want, and she was like, fuck
And
no.
it's hard for us to accept, but
Whose
we
fault
would
is that?
like to understand.
So if it's hard for you to accept,
It's
why
not
am
in our nature.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
we have to
if it's not in your nature to
accept
accept, why am I going to tell you the truth and decrease my chances of fucking you if I'm on a date with you? Gotcha, bitch.
No, I feel like.
Merge. Hold on, stop. You started the sentence with I feel like. I don't care what you feel like. I'm telling you the
Okay,
truth.
I'm gonna tell
If my
you.
likelihood of getting laid goes down by telling you the truth, why am I going to do that to myself?
It's stupid.
Your likeliness might.
Now, again, I do apologize for the base instincts here that are coming to the fore, but that's fresh and fit, quite simply. And they put things in layman's terms, and they don't mince words, they don't quibble, and they get straight to the point. And as they say, you know what? If a man wants sex with a woman, if a man wants to be romantic with a woman, men have to be charming. They have to listen. They have to be charming. They have to be financially stable. They have to have wit. They have to have humor. They have to have the right look. They have to have the right height. They have to have all these things going for them in order to just have a woman look their way. Remember, the best of men out there only hit the jackpot 1 out of 10 times. It's just that it's a numbers game. It's a volume game. That's what romance is to us, guys. It's in fact the truth that men have to kiss a lot of frogs before they find the right woman. Because modern women are different these days. They haven't been raised in 2-parent households. They don't know how to be a traditional woman. So it makes it that much harder to reach women these days. Truth.
Go down with certain girls, or it might just keep you where you are. Because
I asked you a second ago, can women handle the... Hold on. I asked you about 30 minutes ago.
Me.
No, I do. I wrote it down.
You went.
No. I asked you 30 minutes ago. Can women handle the truth in general? And you said no.
No, you never asked me. You stopped at her.
No, I asked you.
Yeah, actually.
I definitely asked you.
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said no.
Stupid.
Which is why I'm having you contradict yourself
No,
now.
because I know for sure you
How
stopped.
do I know what you said and you don't even know what you said?
No, because I was waiting for that.
Incredible.
I was waiting for the
Incredible.
question.
She wasn't listening, Mara. She wasn't. She tuned your ass out. She's like, fuck this nigga.
Yeah, like, yo. You said it yourself, most women can't handle the truth. I'm telling you, guys on a date with you, he can't tell you the truth. And you even said it yourself, women can't handle the truth. Why is he going to tell you the truth and decrease his chances of fucking?
Like I said, it could be certain girls and certain girls won't.
Okay.
Like if a guy honestly.
Why am I going to take that gamble, though? Why am I going to take that gamble?
Hey, it's
Honesty is the
50-50.
best policy,
But
right?
if you look.
It's easy for you to say 50-50 when I'm spending $200 for this steak. No. I want to increase my likelihood of success. Y'all don't pay for the dates. You can say that dumb shit. No, I'm the one taking all the risk. Why?
Truth be told, let it be said. Another reason why romance is dying is because men take the risk, women don't. They don't. Women are risk averse by nature. Men have to extend themselves. Men have to pay the bills, especially in terms of beginning a relationship, starting the dating process. The chances are, if a man doesn't pay the bill on the first date, the chances of that relationship going anywhere are exponentially lower because of it. Men have to, as he says, pay for that $200 steak for things to start. Because if we don't, things are going nowhere. And so you realize now that romance now is a Financial transaction. You can't be too nice. Make sure you pay the bill. Make sure that you look good. Make sure you say the right things. Make sure that your money's up. Make sure that all these things, because without, listen, as the lady said, there's no romance without finance. None. I know of people, myself, right now, who can't start a romance, who can't start dating, can't start anything because they're out of a job. Because they're unemployed. Who made it so that unemployed men can't find love? I'll repeat that. Who made it so that unemployed men can't find love? You can answer that on your own. I'll leave that to you.
I gotta take a chance, 50-50, tell this girl the truth that she might walk out and not let me fuck after I spent time to set up this date, whatever. The reason why you guys say nonsensical, retarded shit like this is because y'all don't pay for dates.
But we can though.
Can, but will you?
Can, but will you?
Yeah, it's
If
you're
you're
really
honest,
before.
you guys can
Okay,
suggest
did that guy fuck?
suggest
Did
it.
that guy
Did he
fuck?
fuck?
Yeah, that paid for, that you paid the date for? Did he fuck?
Well, in order for me to pay for the date, we were already on a different level. Like we went on.
So, but he had to pay in the beginning.
Yes.
Exactly. That's my point. So you're on a first date.
I love that. I love that. See, they can with an unemployed woman. Of course they can with an unemployed woman. Even unemployed women won't date unemployed men. Stop lying, Cass. I love your comment, though. Thank you very much. That was good. But even unemployed women can get away with it. Because remember, women are born with value. They start with value. So guess what? They automatically strip away any sort of man without. Because they look good in a dress and they can walk on any boat they want if so invited. Men have to earn that. In other words, they have to earn their keep to start romance. So who killed romance? Right?
Why is the guy going to tell you the truth? You can't accept it.
True, we do lie to each other in the first dates.
On the
Yeah, on the first dates we lie to each other like hell.
yes,
Justin,
you do
real quick.
lie all the
Where
time
can
on
they
the
find you,
first
brother?
date, but then you do
Chelsea's
have
got a
some
dad?
guys that
Yeah,
just be
yeah,
telling
okay.
you what it is.
Chelsea, what do you find, brother?
With these ladies again. No.
Sorry. That's not Charles. That's Rochester. That's not Rochester. That's Charleston. My bad. My apologies. Thank you for joining me on Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's go.
The real Charleston White on YouTube.
Let me move that a little further because he is about to leave anyways. But
All right, brother. Thank you for coming, brother.
actually, let's leave it there because again, more or less, they've said their piece on what's forthcoming. But let's take it in a different direction. Let's do that, and let's go in the direction of an actual woman who dates women. Yes, a bisexual woman. Let's see, where are we at here? Here we go. This is it. From Anna Akana, who is that? 2 million subscribers. Wow, excellent work. Who's bisexual in their sexual preference. We want to see if a woman, from a woman's point of view, why it is hard for men and finding romance. Because she's a woman. She dates women. But she understands the plight of men. She understands where romance went awry. Let's continue. Shout out to Ms. Akana. Yes, indeed, Anna Akana. And again, she has a lot of things to say on this subject. And we're going to get into it right now. Let's go.
As bisexual last year. And since then, I have been dating women. And what I found very fascinating is that the more I date women, the more I find myself understanding heterosexual men. Let me explain. Exhibit A. I was on a first date with a girl who asked me out, by the way. This is relevant. Because when the check came, she never once made a move to pay. Not even like the fake, let me reach for my purse move. And though I don't mind paying on a date, part of me felt like, the offer would have been
also a little taken aback that she didn't even say thank you. And I never heard from her again. It really made me feel like she just asked me out so she could have a free dinner. And the moment I thought that, I was like, oh my god, I sound like all of my guy friends right now. And my argument against...
And there it is, ladies. Men have been seen as free males for decades. Those are the ones that are in the friend zone. Men who are trying to be romantic with women, but women have ulterior motives. And this happens daily in relationships. Daily. There are men who fill their gas, or men who pay the rent, or there are men who take women out to eat, or there are men who do the actual sexual intercourse, who are there to lay the magic stick. Women have categorized men into friend zone and into relationships. And you wonder why, especially in the modern world, especially with modern dating, especially when women are free to choose, as modern women, as feminists, how they wish to date men. And you wonder why romance is dead, or dying, or in critical condition. Let's continue. Because here, you see it. Let's face facts. I mean, as a sidebar, gender roles aren't exactly cut and dry in most bisexual relationships. Because again, women don't understand who pays the bill. Women don't know. Women don't. Inside relationships, there has to be. Women don't know who's paying the bills. Women don't know who's the protector. Women don't know who's the provider. Women don't know who's the prophet. Women don't know they don't fall into those gender roles. They have to figure it out. So in this instance, they don't know who's paying the bill. Even though this woman who asked out Mizukana didn't pay it at all. She fell into her feminine role. See what I'm talking about?
Why guys should pay for dates has always been like, look, girls take hours to get ready. Our investment is looking really nice for you. Makeup, clothes, that costs money too. But we were both girls in this situation. We both took hours to get ready, so I definitely felt slighted. Exhibit B. On another date, I went back to a girl's house and I ended up making friends with her cat. That's not a pun. I'm talking about her literal, actual animal. And she said, wow, my cat never likes anyone. I better go out and buy a wedding dress. And again, I felt like I got some serious perspective. I have been guilty of making these kinds of jokes on dates with men. I never really thought anything of it. I was just being silly. But then when I was on the receiving end of it, I suddenly understood the panic. And finally, Exhibit C. One girl invited me back into her house, and her specific words were, do you want to come in and make out? Obviously, I'm like, yeah, you're really pretty. I want to press my face to yours. But then when we got there, we both just sat on the couch, and she talked till like 3 a.m. And I was like, yo, girl, I gotta wake up at like 6 a.m. I was told there would be kisses here. There are no kisses. And like, look, I don't want to sound like an asshole. Like, I don't mind talking. I love talking. But she could have said, do you want to come in and just talk? And I would have had totally different expectations for the evening. You know, finally I started falling asleep and I was like, hey, I gotta go. And I gave her one kiss and left. And I felt sad that the amount of kisses promised did not equal the amount of kisses delivered. And once again, I felt like a dude who was upset that I did not receive the expected physical kisses I was promised. And I wanted to talk about...
Takes a girl to know what guys are going through, especially in these sort of relationships, especially a bisexual girl. And let it be said, most bisexual women end up with men at the end of the day, simply because their gender roles are defined. They know where they stand. They do. I mean, there are anomalies, but for the most part, bisexual women end up mostly with men because they realize when dating women how hard it is for men to be men, to be romantic, to extend yourself to a certain extent, and not get anything in return. She understood this, as she just said here. Women lay out an expectation and take it back at their will, because women are in charge of sexual access. So, she understands how hard it is for a man to be a man these days, especially a modern man. Very difficult. Because women are born with value, and they really don't care, and they don't see things from a man's side. Again, that's the reason why women have driven romance, for the most part, into the ground, because they don't see it from a man's point of view.
About this because I felt like this has really been expanding my perspective when it comes to dating. I finally understand a lot of the complaints my male friends have about dating that I admit I would usually dismiss. But now I really get it when they say dating is just so expensive, man.
Sometimes I feel like a girl doesn't even like me for me. She just wants, like, a boyfriend.
I wish it were more socially expected to go Dutch on the first few dates, but you're like a jerk if you even suggest it. And any experience that
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now you realize why romance is in the toilet right now. Because women have all these lofty expectations of men. Men are supposed to pay on the first date. Men are supposed to, as they say. Let's rewind that back. I thought it was. Again, dating is just so hard being a man, as they said. A girl doesn't want, girl just wants companionship. They don't want to, cater to man's needs. And thirdly, women want men to pay on most dates, if not all of them. Especially the first one. You miss the first one, there pretty much is no second chances. Unless the girl's really, 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 really into you. Really into you. And even then, chances are 50-50 at best. So where does that leave us in romance, ladies? Where does it lead us? Where does it lead us? Where does it lead us? Well, let's continue on with the debate. Where is it now? I have so much Courtney Michelle choices here. I mean, she really breaks it down. But again, we're going to go to this quick one, and then we're going to get into a Courtney Michelle, who is a relationship expert. Well, a relationship expert, sort of fragrance fraghead herself. And but again, she's pretty much a relationship expert, and she sees it from a male's point of view. Again, she's more or less a traditional woman. That's why she's engaged herself. But let's just go into this little short here, and again, which says relationships aren't easy, and it's short but sweet but to the point.
People are like reinforced and taught that when things get hard, just leave, walk away.
Yes. Every time I ask a married person, like, what's it like to be married? I was having this conversation with a lady the other day, and she's like, yeah, I've been married 15 years. They always say the same thing. Well, sometimes it's really hard, or it's a lot of work. That's the first thing they say. And I feel like most people forget that nowadays.
Right. They don't understand. And so with that mindset now, women can just up and walk away, and it's reinforced by the government. If I leave him, I get alimony. I'll get child support on top. I'm good financially, and I can still work. We're already in a society where
Well, that is into the relationship, into the marriage situation. But you get the point. Women can easily walk away from relationships. We'll be back in just a second, guys, on Talk Talk Live. And again, stupid shit. Sorry about that. We're still live on YouTube. But again, that is the difference between things in my relationships for men, is that women can walk away from relationships scot-free. They can walk away from relationships scot-free, and we're just getting back live on YouTube, and with money in hand. That's why you don't find any protest from any feminists outside of a family court. It's there's no reason why, because they want equality, but when they have it and more in a family court, well, that's where relationships and romance definitely goes to die. But again, that is for later down the road. And again, romance is hard, but women don't want to work hard for what they receive. They want things easy. They want things, idyllic. They want a happy ending. They don't understand the hard work it takes not only to secure them, but to continue a relationship. And if things fall off the rails, heaven help, any man who falls off the rails as well. Because they're usually taken to the cleaners because of it. Or they're, especially if women are at their sexual peak, there's a lot of cleaning up to do, especially with their male psyche and with their self-esteem. But here we go. We are moving on to Courtney Michelle. Courtney Michelle, again, is a relationship. Courtney Ryan, sorry. My bad. Courtney Ryan is her name. Sorry. And again, she's done a lot. She's done a lot of these videos from as a female, from a male's perspective. And she is of the understanding why modern women are still single. So we can that equates to why modern romance is dying, pretty much, and who's killing modern relationship for the most part. So I'll let her continue.
New here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today I am back at it with another TikTok reaction video. Nowadays, when I get on TikTok, I'm specifically looking.
Let's move on to the TikTok reactions.
TikToks themselves, so stick with me. I hope you all enjoy. So basically, it said to all the girls, stay loyal but toxic. And then it said to tell your man that you're going out with your guy friend, and then an hour later say you didn't have fun and you'd rather hang out with your man instead. What is the point? What is the And then it said watch him fall more in love with you. If I have to make up a lie for you to be in love with me, I don't want you. You should not have to be toxic or manipulative or make up lies in order to get someone to like you. And if you do, there's a bigger problem there. Stop encouraging lying. You people are nuts.
This is a question.
This is the one I wanted you to see.
Boys,
Yeah.
I have a serious question.
All right.
Please take it seriously.
Okay.
When you're talking to a girl,
Yeah.
right, you're going to put her in one of the two categories.
Yeah.
You either want to hook up, or you actually want her as
That's true.
like a relationship.
Is this
with her.
true?
That's facts. Yeah.
I would like to know where to find the relationship guys.
Friend zone.
Where are they?
They're in the friend
Are
zone.
they at the gym?
They might be.
At home playing video? Like, where are
They're
they?
in the friend
Just
zone.
tell me where they are.
They're in the friend zone.
Every single guy that I talk to, that I meet,
Yeah.
wants to hook up.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, you're right.
I'm just not compatible with that. That's not
Sure.
what I'm interested in.
You're right.
So if someone could point me in the direction
They're in the friend zone.
of the men that want to get to know me,
Friend zone. Friend zone. Check the guys in friend zone.
that'd be
Friend
great.
zone. The guys in friend zone.
That was hilarious.
And so true. Women want romance, but they want it from the Chaz and Tyrones and the high value men, who have oodles of women to choose from. You want the top 20%. If women want romance these days, and I'll tell you for free, you want a man to love you for who you are and for the long term, find him in the friend zone. That's a tip from me to you. That's a tip from Courtney Ryan to you. You can, or from these TikTok gentlemen, from Lee Winter. You can find these men in your friend zone, but you don't want them. And when you do want them, it's entirely too late for you really to start a romance with them, because at the end of the day, you're not at your sexual peak, and so these men have moved on, or these men have moved on. So to those who are in that environ of, as Kevin Samuels would say, in the danger zone, realize that if you want a long-term relationship to work, you find those men in your friend zone. That's where romance is found. But you won't take my word for it. You'll still chase after that high-value man. You'll still chase after that Chad and Tyrone, based on looks and based on money. So what's the point? You don't want the guy on the passenger side, as I said. You want the guy who's driving. You want the baller. You want the player. You want the Chad, the Tyrone. You want him. The one who's in competition with all these women. That's why men have to strive to be as good as they are, because you won't take free. As my girl said earlier on. You won't take it. Let's continue. Oopsie.
And sadly, I think this is so true. I think so many guys who are
Continue.
friend zoned get overlooked. And once you're in the friend zone, it is very hard to get out. I've had guys that were my friends in the past that were amazing guys that liked me, but I was friends with them for too long, and I just saw them only as a friend. I knew too much about them. You know what I mean? So this is something sadly that I think is the case 95% of the time. And so many guys that are in the friend zone would make such a good boyfriend, but again, once you get in that friend zone, it is so hard to get out. So ladies, if you're watching this and you're thinking to yourself, where are all the good men? You're probably friends with them. And I will
To all those ladies who are missing out on Valentine's Day today, on Galentine's Day today, the reason why is because you're looking for romance in the wrong places. Looking for them in the wrong places. You should look to your friend zone. That's where those guys are. But you don't want to look there. Because he doesn't make you tingle, as they say. Doesn't make you want, well, it doesn't, let's put it, let's call a spade a spade. It doesn't get to you where you want him to. Doesn't make you moisten, as they say, to put it bluntly. So, you keep going after those toxic men, and if you want to go after, well, I wouldn't say toxic men, you keep going for high value / Chad and Tyrones, and if you end up the loser, you end up the loser. As women have said these days, they'd rather be a side chick to a rich guy than the main chick to an average guy. Let me say it again. Most women these days would rather be a side chick to a rich guy than an average chick. So than a main chick to an average guy. One more time. So you get this. Modern women would rather be a side chick to a rich guy than a main chick to an average guy. And you wonder why romance is dying.
I would love to hear down below, any girls watching, if you've experienced this, guys watching, if you're currently in the friend zone or you've been in the friend zone with a girl that you actually liked. I feel like this is something that we've all experienced at least once in our lives. Even I was in the friend zone once. I had a crush on someone that was mutual friend.
Okay, no, that ain't happening.
This is your sign. Go for the girl.
I totally see where she's coming from.
Just by chance doesn't look like a Ken doll. And women will oftentimes become physically attracted through emotional connection. But what's funny is that many women don't even realize this until they're lucky enough to find somebody that they have that connection with. and he just by chance doesn't look like a Ken doll. And most men don't believe that this can happen because they work in the reverse way. They need to be physically attracted to a girl in order to get that connection. So if you're a man that's harsh on yourself because you don't have the looks that you think it takes to get a certain girl, it's not the end all be all. This is your sign. Go for the girl.
I totally see where she's coming from. I actually looked at the comments on that video, and a lot of them were incredibly negative because the girl didn't even take into consideration that maybe that girl in the video found that guy attractive, right? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I think this is something that we often forget and overlook because of this like societal norm of what beauty looks like or what it should look like. And I think it's important to remember that, again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So just because you don't think someone else is attractive doesn't mean that someone else doesn't think that person is attractive. So I'll get like on past videos I've done with my boyfriend, so many people.
Stopping there for a second. Now, there it is. There's another reason. I mean, listen. I hold my hands up on this. Men are based on looks as well. Let's face facts. And women are seen as fat women are seen as unattractive as fat men are seen as unattractive. Fat women are seen as unattractive to men as fat men are seen as unattractive to women. So it's an inverse sort of thing going on there. But again, when you see said relationships in public, and as we saw there, we saw a bigger bone guy with a a healthier woman. Let's say that. The fact of the matter is that big guy is named in is shamed for the fact that he's a bigger guy. They can't believe that a bigger guy can get a smaller looking woman. And beauty is indeed in the eye of the beholder. They can't believe it. They can't understand it. And the fact of the matter is, and I think we have to hold our own on this as well, gentlemen. But for the most part, with ladies, is the fact that average guys with average looks or below average body shape and looks, they are usually they're usually admonished for the fact that they were able to get a woman that's considered outside their class. So men give up for the most part because they think that they never can aspire to such a goal because society frowns upon it. However, as was said here by the lady on the TikTok video, is the fact that men, to her credit, she said men shouldn't give up. Men should, continue seeking out that romance. So again, that's a redeeming quality. This is where romance is taken off life support for that little bit. Because there are women who are out there who see that hope springs eternal, love conquers all, and you as an average guy can still get that girl if you put your mind and your heart into it. So again, I thought I'd give that today. I'm not a guy's gonna come down on ladies, well, for the most part, on Valentine's Day because they consider because of modern relationships and the killing relationships. There are certain ladies who stand out and say, you know what, good on a guy for believing in himself and thinking that he's good enough for any woman, and for him to find that woman himself. It's sort of that Hitch sort of vibe, you know what I mean? If you remember the movie. Let's continue.
Comment the meanest things, and it's so interesting to me because I think my boyfriend is like the most handsome, intelligent, just whole package person on the planet.
Let's continue with this. Okay, here we go.
Because they spent all this time worrying about what they look like on the outside and not what's on the inside.
So there's a lot of clips going around of people expressing their concern that a lot of young ladies are going to die alone. Now, I'm of the mindset I've never lived my life to get a man. So I'm not speaking to you young ladies. I'm speaking to the ones who eventually do want to settle down. They're saying women are over-sexualized. I don't think the new generation of guys really care about that. I think it's more of the babies that they have a problem with. They're saying a lot of young ladies don't know how to be wives anymore. There was a guy who said it just perfectly the other day on a clip. I can do all the stuff myself, and I have apps that can help me get the dishes done. Get it? You know why I think a lot of you young ladies are going to end up alone? Because you're mean as shit. I don't get it. You guys will spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars to look perfect from head to toe. And then you open up your mouth, and it's like talking to a goddamn rabid dog. I hate that so many of you grew up watching Bad Girls Club. Nobody wants to deal with an angry,
oh my god, it's so true.
and a lot of you are going to be that soon.
And this isn't, I don't even think this is for women specifically. I think this is for men and women. I think so many people now are just mean. And they're proud of it. And I don't understand how you can live your life being so mean and hateful and just bitter towards people and feel like you're going to get some positive results out of that. I don't understand.
I understand it because modern media and modern music encourage it. The whole WAP, the whole WAP, City Girl, 304 culture is pervasive in society and has made women that much nastier. As the woman automatically said just there, women are nastier these days. They have a mouth on them and they feel above reproach because of the fact that they're women. If men were, and I heard this the other night on Fresh and Fit. Sorry to call back Fresh and Fit again. But if men had the mouth that women do these days, a lot of them would be dead right now. They would. Literally dead. Because they don't know, because there is a threat of violence with the way that said words are used in society. And as women, they are protected because they're women. But if a man were that emotional and that nasty in their tone, a lot of them would be dead. They would. So another reason why modern relationships, modern dating, modern romance is dying is because women are nastier these days. They're just nastier. And no man wants to deal with that. That's why a lot of these guys are passport bros. They'd rather go back to traditional women elsewhere. I understand now. Those who are from two-parent homes, they can still be nasty. Let's face facts. But there's a chance with them because there was structure and there was discipline and there was structure in those relationships. To those other relationships where there is, in single parent or whatnot, or where a woman buys into this sort of, this sort of pop culture these days, heaven help them trying to find a man, because no man wants to deal with a masculine woman. These are masculine traits. Masculine women don't get dates. They don't. They'll have sex, but they won't get dates. They won't be married for a certain period of time. You'll make a man's life miserable. And that's the long and the short of it, ladies. So, who is part of the reason why modern relationships is dying? Because of nasty women. Nasty in terms of attitude, not in terms of looks, but definitely as an attitude, which makes your looks that much worse.
Understand it. I see it all the time in comment sections, on my photos. I'll get on TikTok and I'll see a girl content creator and I'll go to her comments, and the amount of girls that are commenting on it saying horrible things to her is astounding. About the way she looks, about her voice, about just a ton of unnecessary stuff. Why is it all of a sudden cool to be mean? Why was it ever cool to be mean? I don't get it. I will die happy knowing I never left a mean comment or said something hateful and just nasty to somebody. I will never do that. And I think a lot of people need to wake up and realize there's more to life than what you look like on the outside. And if you don't have anything in here, or personality, that does. So that should be the thing you're changing. Be kind to each other. Lift each other up.
Let's continue.
Anything that could ever be
I think we get it.
Oof, that's true.
If he touches you on the first date, he's not that into you. A guy who's 100% into you will be slightly scared of you on the first date. You can see the fear in his eyes. He wouldn't want to mess that up by touching you in any way. No kissing, no touching, not even on the arm. None of my boyfriends ever tried to touch me on the first date, but a lot of guys who ghosted me tried to.
That is such. I think she's the outlier there, and she tried to make it a thing, and it's not a thing. I think if you're a confident guy who knows what he wants and you go out with the girl you genuinely.
Again, another testament to how women are nasty these days. They're just nasty. They're nastier. They are nastier these days. You're supposed to have women are supposed to intimidate men. They're supposed to have a masculine energy to them, and more so than ever before in human existence. Maybe since the caveman days, have women had this sort of nasty demeanor, but that's because they had it was for survival purposes. Today, it's to show how intimidating you are as a woman. You have to snarl at men. Men don't like women who snarl at them. Just saying, ladies. We don't want women who are unapproachable, intimidating, masculine. We hate that. So what this lady's saying here on this TikTok, I mean, she won't get many days from here on, and I'm hoping that she'll learn her mistake from that video. It's. You want to be wined and dined, you want to be romanced, that's the wrong way to go about it. It just is. It's the wrong way to go about things.
When they like, you want that physical chemistry and attraction to her. My boyfriend kissed me on the first date, and we've been together 3 years. So I don't think that's true at all. That one's very silly. That one I kept seeing all over my timeline of people making different reactions to it, and they were all pretty much the same, saying that that was not true. Again, if you're a confident guy that is going out with a girl that you like, building that attraction is very important, and I think physical touch is a part of that. Of course, don't just automatically touch a girl. You want to feel it out and make sure you guys are kind of on the same page, but there's nothing wrong with kissing a girl at the end of the date or giving her a hug.
Strange indeed. As many pickup artists would say. Now, again, this is not exactly the best, the paragon of I mean, the official word on this sort of idea, but it's important to break the touch barrier because it makes a connection with a woman and allows for romance to gestate. For a woman to literally tell you that you should be snarling at men and intimidate them and scare you from them, that's the first thing. That's romance outside the door, because no man wants to be snarled at. Who wants to be snarled at? Women don't want to be snarled at, let alone men. So why do it? Makes no sense.
It says, you know you're messed up when a guy treats you right and you get the ick. Yeah, you are messed up. And you didn't need to post a video on the internet about it. If someone treating you right and respecting you is a turnoff for you, you need to go to therapy. There is something not right here. There's some trauma.
Oh, please, continue, please. Oh my God.
Maybe. There's something that you need to work on, and there's no shame in that. But then the issue that I have is these girls then post videos about it on TikTok, and they just get all these other girls to agree, and then when guys treat them right, they're like, oh, I don't want a guy like that. Other girls think the same thing, so it's normal. No, that's not normal. You should want to be treated right, and if you don't, you have some really deep-rooted issues that you need to figure out before you're even ready to date. This is prime example why guys say nice guys finish last.
There it is. A nice guy tries to be romantic, a nice guy tries to treat a woman well, and women are disgusted by it. It is an absolute trend, especially with millennials and zennials these days. Nice guys do indeed finish last, because the moment he treats a woman nice, he's considered, he's placed in the friend zone. Literally placed there. Unless he has a certain look, unless he has a certain amount of money. Which is a shame. Women wants to be romanced all the time, but they're not allowing men to be romantic. There it is. We're showing you tonight that women are putting romance on life support. Because a man can't afford to be nice anymore. You got to have a little nasty on. You got to be a little bit toxic. That's what brings women near these days. And I don't know how that changed. I don't know what happened. And I think it's music that has created that sort of ideal. I think that feminism, to a certain extent, created that ideal. Wanting to be considered more masculine in their outlook has created that ideal. But it doesn't attract men. It doesn't. It's what kills relationships and romance faster than anything. When you consider it the ick, as they say, to be nice, to be romantic, to be chivalrous. Ladies, you got some work to do, man. You got some work to do.
Guess what? The girls who think this way are not the girls that you would want to be with anyway, so I promise you, you're not missing anything. Again, just to reiterate, if you are turned off by someone treating you right or with respect, you need therapy or help.
Ms. Ryan, no truer words have been said. And you know who also said that? That guy. The Godfather said that. Whatever traumas you've had, whatever travails you've gone through in your life, you need to sort it out via therapy. You do. Because for you to take that nasty attitude into another relationship, it is a cancer. It's a vice that's going to hold you away from happiness. And it's what kills romance from the start. You need therapy. Kevin used to always say that. Have you gone to therapy for your attitude? He used to say that all the time. And women used to admonish him and say, why do I need therapy? I don't need therapy. Because you have these sort of attitudes. A nasty streak. It doesn't look well on you, ladies. It really doesn't. Especially these city girls. Especially these 304s. Especially these modern women. It's a nasty attitude that needs to be stricken from your personality. Because that is the biggest thing that's holding you away from relationship, period. And takes you away from romance. Because that makes you attracted to toxicity. That takes you away from men who want to be romantic with you. And at the end of the day, makes you unhappy. So, if you want that, go ahead. Continue.
Or some fixing.
I really like you.
I like you too.
I like you more.
Ew.
That's more of the same.
You know, if you're not over your ex, don't lead other people on. This is the same thing as the attention and the fill-in guy. I actually reacted to this in that video that I did already as well. And you guys, you don't want to be the attention or the fill-in guy. If a girl just got out of a relationship, she needs some time to heal there. Same thing for you guys. If you just got out of a relationship, don't automatically try to talk to other people or like lead someone on. Because you're going to end up being a rebound. And that's not good for anybody. Just be very...
You're the rebound guy. And you know who usually the rebound guys are in these certain situations? Guys in the friend zone. They're being misled. Either for dinners or for bills or for whatever what they wish, until the next toxic guy comes along, and then she'll give her all to him. And you only realize the mistakes you've made when you start running out of options. You get a bit older, ladies. That's when it clicks in and says, "Oh, I should have made that mistake with that guy. Oh, I should have got that guy out the friend zone. Oh, I should have maybe had a better attitude. Oh, I should have maybe taken romance and a little more seriously and start re-examining myself before getting into a relationship instead of dumping all of my baggage on someone who didn't deserve it." And KS used to always say that. The next guy's not responsible for what the prior guy did to you. Because women will take it out on men. Simple as. And good guys, too. Making them nasty. It's a cancer, ladies. So.
Very honest and upfront about your expectations and how you're feeling. If you're not over your ex, don't pretend to be. Don't talk to someone and then pretend that you have feelings for them when you're really not over your ex yet. Just be honest.
I've cracked the motherfucking code. Listen up. I'm
Toxic
gonna tell
level
you
10 billion.
the toxiest way. That's not even a word. Most toxiest way to get someone obsessed with you. Boy, girl, whatever you identify as, they're gonna be obsessed. Now, this one requires to be 18 plus, depending on where you are. I'm from Australia, don't fucking fight me in the comments, I'll come at ya. What you gotta do? Every time you meet up with this person and you have the connection where you hook up and whatever, you're gonna buy nicotine tablets. You're gonna chew these tablets and suck on them like lozenges, and they're gonna be minty flavors, whatever.
What?
And you're gonna keep them in your mouth while you're hooking up to this person. Follow along. And after a while, subconsciously, they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, why do I need this?" They're addicted to you, but they don't know it's the nicotine because they don't know any better.
Just
Interesting. Anyways, let's continue. Let's take. Oh, let's take.
that guy was kind of funny, so I hope he was joking. But oh my!
Let's continue another one, and then we're gonna end up the show.
Let me just say this: if someone wrongs you, or if something doesn't work out with somebody, regardless of what they did to you, revenge is not the answer ever. The best revenge is just moving on and kill him with kindness.
Okay.
She basically said, if things don't work out with him, don't sleep with his best friend. Sleep with the guy that he hates or is the most jealous of. What are you getting at? Revenge says more about you than it does about the person you're trying to get revenge on. Not a good look.
It isn't. It simply isn't. And again, another reason why romance is dying, because again, I mean, it can flow both ways, but people are treating each other like crap at the end of the day, and people are using others in order to get their way. Wow. I mean, I'm glad my nephews are in relationships now and in loving relationships, because at the end of the day, I feel sorry for those who have to go through life, having to suffer through a lot of people's nasty attitudes in order to succeed and be with who they want to be. They have to kiss a lot of frogs before they get to kiss their prince or princess. And for the most part, it's usually stemming from Blaze's point of view, unfortunately, but they don't want to take accountability for that, but I've already gone through that too much. Continue.
Where are you people finding men to marry? Where? Because anytime I go on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Google, whatever, someone's getting married. And where are you finding these men? Where?
That one was just kind of silly, but I see a lot of videos like that. Like, where are all the good men? Or what happened to all the good men? They are out there. I promise. I know a ton of them. A lot of you are amazing. And I think sometimes it can be a little bit discouraging when you get rejected or you aren't noticed and you feel like giving up. But understand that there are women out there that would be appreciative of you and love the fact that you're a good guy. So don't stop being a good guy just because you need to be Mr. Bad Boy Alpha Chad to get a girl, because I promise you, none of that is sustainable. And every girl in my life that is married or in a relationship is with an amazing, great, good guy. I also think sometimes when you're very young, when you're in a
I'll let her continue.
Relationship where you're looking for a relationship, sometimes we look for the wrong things. And as a woman who has dated people who were not good for me, I can admit that. I think the older you get, and don't leave comments about, oh yeah, when they hit the wall, then they realize where the good men are at. Some women, sure, that could be the case for some women, but I think a lot of people just really have to date people that they aren't compatible with, or date people that it doesn't work out with, to know what they want in future relationships. There's nothing wrong with your first relationship you ever have in your life not working out. Most people do not marry their first boyfriend or girlfriend, because you learn so much when you date different people. I'm not saying when you sleep with the world, when you sleep with different people. I have never been that way, and I would never promote that on my channel to any of you watching, men or women. I don't think that's a good idea. But it's okay to date around and see the kind of person that you would want to be with. And sometimes you don't know that until you're with that person, until you interact with them, until you go on a couple dates, or you date them for a short amount of time or a long amount of time. You learn a lot about yourself when you're single, and you also learn a lot about yourself when you're in relationships.
So let's leave it there. Let's leave it there, because again, she's going to get into the whole, spiel of, it's good to date around. It's good to, but it's good to date around. It's good to find these experiences so you can find the right guy. But here's the thing, ladies. Sometimes you trap yourself, and in that you start a relationship with a guy and get pregnant by the wrong guy. And then you want to be romantic with the good guy, but the good guy's already moved on. Because listen, guys date, single mothers all the time. Yes. But for the most part, those good guys that you neglected for the toxic men who've now given you babies, that, for the most part, it's too late, especially with nicer guys who could have given you the life that you wanted. So it's always good to find those guys in the friend zone. Now, some, not in the friend zone, but those guys who will be that romantic lead for you early rather than later. Because later guys will look to the next level, to the next age, to the next level down. Like, I don't see myself dating a Gen X person. I don't do it. I don't see myself doing it. I'll probably date down. Even I'll probably date down myself, because again, there's a greater chance of a romantic encounter and connection with those people. Not only a better chance of a romantic encounter, but also there's that, they'll tend to be high value women themselves. Be fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive. There it is. But getting back to the crux of this thing, and then we're going to end off tonight, because I want you to get back to your romantic night. Who eventually killed romance these days? And I think it was answered so eloquently by not only Courtney Ryan, not only Ms. Akana, but also Fresh and Fit as well. That is ladies. Even though women will never take accountability for it. Let me get off this big screen here and get back to my main screen. Yes. I think ladies have done it. And I've been driving at it all night. I think ladies have made themselves sexually promiscuous. I think ladies have created nasty attitudes for themselves because they want to look intimidating and masculine towards men. I think ladies have driven towards Chads and Tyrones and high-value men who have oodles of ladies in order to neglect those who will really give them be the love of their lives, and those are the men in their friend zones. And I think ladies have been misled by the modern Me Too, City Girl 304 initiatives that are out there right now. To a point where nice guys indeed finish last. The nice guys are the romantic ones. Those are the ones who'll give you what you want in terms of a loving relationship. But you don't want those. I mean, most women don't want those guys these days. They don't. They don't. And by the time they do, for a good amount of them, it's too late. Those men have moved on. So tonight, what can be done for romance being on life support? Women, you got to change your attitudes, number one. Number two, you got to start choosing men in your friend zone, number two. Number three, stop being so promiscuous in terms of your sexual exploits. Because it makes you that much harder to pair bond. Number four, is that you got to realize that feminism isn't exactly all that's cracked up to be. The Me Too movement isn't the end-all and be-all of movements. There are fatal flaws in each that are taking you away from the men you want. And that has to change for you to find romance. For you, and there's a fifth additive, is that you can't take your past relationships into your future relationships, and that involves, in certain circumstances, therapy. Actual work with a mental clinician to make your future better than your past. And once you go there, and once you realize that, then you can find that romance you want. You can be with those guys, as Courtney Ryan was saying. Be in loving relationships. But you have to get rid of the toxic attitudes within you. Get rid of the feminist rhetorics within you, because it's leading you down a path to nowhere in most circumstances. They are. Because no man wants a nasty, holier than thou, toxic female who lacks therapy, who lacks clarity in her ideas. Because that's what's putting romance on life support. You ladies. And you can change that, but you have to be accountable. Be accountable. And I swear you'll lead to a better day, because again, it's not for us guys to admonish you and not give you a lifeline toward where you want to be. Most of them want to be in loving relationships. You have to give yourself grace. You have to change yourself. You have to resolve with yourself that you have to want to change to be the change you want to be. To put yourself in romantic liaisons that work and that are for a lifetime. And that means lowering your body count, getting that therapy, considering men in your friend zone, not being so toxic. Simple as that. And see the good in men and not the bad. I think that sounds advice. So again, who's killing relationships these days? Who's killing romance these days? Yeah, it's ladies. That's who. Unfortunately, guys have a part to play as well, and guys want to love you. There are many guys who want to love you, but again, you got to let these guys in, ladies, especially those guys in your friend zone. Simple as that. And once you do, I think your life will be that much better and more fulfilling for your sake. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. We're going to leave it there. I'm going to let people get back to their Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day / single Single Recognition Day. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the Valentine's Day itself. This is going to be uploaded. We're going to be uploading a lot more because we have a lot of shows from Instagram that we've yet to upload, and we're slowly rolling those out to this day. So thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live on YouTube. Happy Valentine's Day to you, and we'll see you Thursday night, where we'll either continue with the Boss Chick Part 2 show, or we'll get to our High Value Woman of the Week. Either one, I'll decide. If not, we'll leave it till Sunday. But thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTALK.com. Fall Winter Line out now. Good night from Toronto, and we'll speak to you soon. Happy Valentine's Day. And to my YouTube viewers, thank you very much for joining me. Changes are coming. Believe me, I swear. And I hope you enjoy your Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. We'll see you on Thursday.